call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god.
I don't know how to stop. I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. You wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent. Cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me, put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady. Look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy. I'll put you in a grade 6 feet like Kenny.
You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero. We are back at it again with another episode of Future Financial Strategies. And we're going to get into it. But first and foremost, we're going to have some new insights and relevancies and trackings and things that we're going to be sharing, because we're going to be adding in portfolio tracking. And the reason we're going to be doing that is because of our sponsor, which you've seen on the other channel. Actually, let me go ahead and pull this up on this channel as well, so you guys know what's coming down the pipes. We got a sponsorship from Delta. Let me pull this up into view here. And it actually has some utility that will be utilized for Future Financial Strategies as well, so that we can put some tracking on my mediocre skills at building a revenue dividend portfolio. Traditional finance is not my first. Actually, I mean, I was really, really into it. I'd built some pretty decent portfolios prior to getting into cryptocurrency, but it's not my first skill set. I never got my 10,000 hours in, we'll put it that way. But we're going to be getting those chops greased. We're going to be getting to those 10,000 hours, specifically building an income generating portfolio, because for some of my future plans, that is going to be part of the playbook. And, you know, assets is assets. So we got to have a hedge for the crypto. And as I do see in the future, crypto decoupling from the markets, at least the markets, the parts that I'm going to be invested in, it'll be making a good hedge to go along with the real estate, which we're really going to be focusing in on the real estate. But this is something we're building out just a little bit at a time. It's a slow mover, keeping it slow and steady. We're being aggressive this first quarter on the crypto front. And then as the crypto market and the bull run takes off, we will be moving towards the traditional finance market and securing another property. But we will be tracking that portfolio within the Delta app. I need to actually go ahead and I've already built out the portfolios. I just need to add the transactions in, because I like manually adding them. It just makes it a lot easier. Actually, I probably need to see if there's a way to connect my brokerages. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, I just want to give Delta a shout out because we'll be using them on multiple ventures. There's a lot of integrations here. It doesn't just track crypto, it tracks traditional finance portfolios now, which is awesome. So let me get that off the screen. We got through that part. For the introduction today, we're going to be talking about opportunities and opportunities that are going to fly by people's faces. Namely, as I've stated on both of my series, like this is going to be more or less towards the financial strategy. I've decided we're going to do the financial literacy of the cryptocurrency space, the financial strategy, the stratagem, what we're doing, how we're going to keep the wins. Because I don't think that there's enough focus on that. There's a lot of people out there who will teach you how to get to the bag. They don't teach you how to keep the bag, which is kind of weird to me. It's a little bit it's interesting. It's one of those things that I see that is not necessarily a focal point, because obviously when you're getting it out the mud, getting it out the market, getting it out of whatever struggle you find yourself in as you progress forward in our financial futures, we just keep chasing checks. We want to get the higher paycheck. We want to secure the bag. We want to keep trading. I don't ever want to take profits out and move it into anything else, because I'm just going to keep building the portfolio up, or I'm going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and then when we never figure out how to save it. So like, you just money in, money out. We're not saving the money, racking up debt, running ourselves into holes that we can't get out of. And to me, I've always thought, like, what's the point? Like, what's the point in working hard if you're not like building something that's consistent or building something that runs without you? Like, it's awesome being in the crypto space and having been through the bull runs, but as soon as I got understood that what the cycle was, I was trying to move ahead, and not move ahead necessarily buying something to flex, getting a new expensive piece of jewelry, because I definitely could have done that too. But it's like clearing out all of your debt, securing your financial future by like not being subjected to rent being raised when your building gets purchased at the behest of whoever purchases it, hundreds of dollars. Having some sense of security, moving the needle forward, like every time. And you know, I talk to a lot of people. There's people out there that are skeptical about Bitcoin. I'm like, I don't like, skepticism math doesn't care about skepticism. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the bull run is the bull run is the bull run. It's happened 3 times. It's getting ready to happen 4 times. It's already started. You know, Wall Street Trapper today put out a reel on Instagram. Shout out to Wall Street Trapper. I got something for you later this episode, because we definitely don't agree, because he always takes shots at crypto, and it's just because obviously he wants to stay relevant. It keeps us talking about him. But the reality of the situation is, all we're asking is just say you don't know. Like, if you don't know, like, you haven't put your 10,000 hours in crypto. I know you haven't, because you weren't in the space when I started in 2013. You weren't here then. You don't want to talk about it then. None of you did. But now that it's buzzing, now that it's hot, you're gonna keep saying it to get in the algorithm, and you speak on it inaccurately. You speak on it disparagingly, and you're blocking people from a life-changing opportunity, because the people who follow you ain't rich. Generally speaking, we getting it out the market, so we ain't got to get it out the mud. And you know what you're talking about in regards to traditional finance. Just like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. And, you know, like, when you rich, you have the luxury of being wrong, but you also are affecting the opportunity of the people who you claim to be trying to help. Just say you don't know. And I understand there's a lot of people who don't have to pivot from what they're doing. And if you're winning at what you're doing, that's dope. I don't tell people who sell cars not to sell cars and get into real estate, not to own businesses if they're choosing. There's a bunch of ways to win at this game, but blatantly being disparaging to an entire market, or talking about it backhandedly, or worse yet, from a space of misinformation or being uninformed, if you would, is especially when you have a platform, because nobody's listening to me over here except for apparently the people over at Delta. They know I know what I'm talking about. But, you know, outside of that, if you have a large platform, that'd be like if I told people not to go buy stocks. Like, it'd just be dumb. Actually, it would it would be less dumb than telling people to not buy Bitcoin, actually. But we're going to get to that part too, because we like to break down with receipts over here, because some of us who aren't in the traditional finance space like that actually know how to look at price charts. It's crazy. But before we get to that, I wanted to touch on this, because I do think it's important to not just win during this bull run, which is the next 16 to 24 months, where my portfolio is going to crush Wall Street Trapper's portfolio basically every month, and definitely over the long term. And everybody in the crypto space for this 16 to 24 months is most likely going to be right most of the time. Like, everybody's going to win. But what's going to happen, and I've talked about this multiple times, is people are going to take those wins and they're going to ride them to zero, because they're not planning for anything. They're not coming into this market with a plan. They're not exiting this market with a plan. They have no plan of exit. They're going to get emotionally invested in these projects, most of which are going to be going to zero. Already had this conversation too. I've got 3 longs, 3 projects that I'm long on. All my other positions are to accumulate more of those 3 projects. Those 3 projects being Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink. Now, we are in a rampant Ethereum accumulation phase because of where I see that project going in the future. I no longer consider it an altcoin, and we are on a mission to get 32 Ethereum. And we charging hard. We're going to be charging hard this year. So all of our plays this year are to get more Ethereum to go into the retirement portfolio in a staked fashion that's going to be accruing interest, that is going to be quote unquote passive income. Because the Bitcoin just sits there, it doesn't move, it just looks pretty. But I need some stuff over in there that's active. So we're trying to get getting active over there. Now, it's also December. Have you gotten your Christmas shopping done? Obviously, it's a little bit of consumerism that we do. Me personally, I always try to make sure to get some knowledge for those that I care about. So I'm about to, after I'm done recording this, I'm placing the order for the rest of my Christmas stuff, except for my stepdad. My stepdad, I get fun stuff for him because he deserves it. And so I got his present actually came in, so I get to check him off the list. I got my little punch list that I do every year, and we're getting ready. I got the last things on there, and I'm gonna have to actually tie those to presents, so that way I can do that. But doing household gifts for the family, with the exception of my stepdad and my mom, because my mom gets the household gift because she's a nerd like me. She loves reading. She loves information. And my stepdad, I always get him something fun because he definitely deserves it, because he had to tolerate me. I'm terrible. So, but everybody else, we're doing household gifts for the families, and I'm going to be placing that order after this. But since it is December, you know what we did at the end of the month, end of November, we did the financials. Now, I also will be updating for starting in January the updated tracking metrics, because I got some other stuff that I want to track now in regards to things that I want to look at, namely the percentage amount of my take-home pay versus what I'm getting into savings. That's actually a very important metric for me. And, you know, I'm going to be doing that. We've also got an experiment underway, but it hasn't finalized yet. But once it does, we are going to be doing an episode on it, and y'all are going to be excited. I'm excited. I mean, worst case scenario, it just doesn't work. And, at least we tried. But you got to try stuff. You got to be willing to try stuff. You got to be willing to be wrong. That's an important one. But let's talk about how the end of the month financials worked out for November. So over the course of the month of November, our net worth increased $8,453.75. We collected $48 in dividends. We're almost at that 50 mark. This is so boring, mind you. As far as in DeFi income accrual, we had $146. A little bit more exciting. We almost hit our stretch goal, but we retconned the portfolio. So we have rolled out the 2024 portfolio already, and we've got some different income positions and growth positions that we're starting off with. We did all the income and growth first, and we also iced 2 of our bull run additions that tie into income. Obviously, it was all income and growth, and that was cool. Total savings, we saved $1,400, which is nice. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're blue collar in it. And just working it as we work it. This is not somebody speaking to you on high on the mountain. This is somebody who goes to work. I definitely am putting in right now because the opportunity, it's obviously feast or famine, but when the opportunity presents itself, we get out and we grind. So we've been getting darn near 60 hours of work in every week. For the past couple of weeks, we took a break over the holiday to rest and recuperate, and we're back at it again, running it up, and we're collecting them checks, and we're saving. We're getting as much money into the markets as possible. And when I say saving, I'm not talking about Dave Ramsey saving where everything sits in cash. Nope. We is leveraging over here. We are getting money into the market over here as much as possible, as fast as possible. We are on a rampant wealth expansion agenda over here. We just want to keep expanding our asset base, getting as many assets in as we can. All assets in, no money out. We try to go broke every month. With that said, the portfolio, when we winded down the crypto portfolio, ended at a positive position of 54% pre-rollout December 1st. That is awesome. Into the bull run, running right into the end of the bear market, running right into the precipice, the start of the bull market. That's a great year. That is a great year. I mean, we beat Wall Street Trapper. That's a great year. I mean, obviously, the numbers ain't as big, but I won. So we're gonna keep going on that. So with that, let's jump into the news and let's talk about a couple of topics that we got here. First one. Oh, let me go down here real quick. Boom. Bitcoin surges past $42,000 even as stocks and bonds take a hit. Now, let's go there. Now, we are decoupling because we are going into the bull run, and the bull run doesn't care about stocks and bonds, which is nice. It's good. It's been a long time since we've seen Bitcoin run away from the stock market, which is awesome. I'm excited about it. It's good news. It needs to happen. I think once we get this ETF, the market will be way different. You hear people talking about they're selling off at this point, and it's, I don't tell people how to do or deal in their finances because I don't know what their game plan is. But what I will say is this: it's very early, people. I mean, it's so early. And honestly, if you're just selling because you get a little bit of pump and you get excited, you ain't seen nothing yet, and you're gonna regret those early sells because this ain't it. This ain't it at all. So we'll start off with that. But one of the other things that we got to put to bed is the conversation about things being comparable. Because, well, actually, we're not going to put that to bed. Before we do that, we're gonna make it a Bitcoin sandwich. We're gonna go Bitcoin, and then we're gonna talk about the economy. So what we got? U.S. economist predicts U.S. inflation will keep cooling and the economy can avoid a recession. Now, I've been hearing about this. I've been hearing that they're going to have to lower interest rates because they had a knee-jerk reaction to raising interest rates, and they're going to have to correct the other direction because this has not only worked, it's worked really well, and now that's going to cause the economy to slow down way too much. And all I got to say is I'm ready for some inexpensive money. We're self-funding over here. We're kind of turtling. We got like a little bit of float on the credit card because we're getting all money into the market. But I'm ready for some of that inexpensive money. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see what it do. And we will see, because if they have to correct the other direction, then those of us who are waiting in the wings, licking our chops, who are prepared, who haven't been crushed because we weren't overextended, we weren't over leveraged, we were tastefully leveraged, in control, of course, not being greedy, being tactical. That's going to be some good news for us, because that money is going to flood back to us. And then the last part of the Bitcoin sandwich. Now, this is where we come with the receipts. Now, this is from 2021. It's Bitcoin and traditional assets, ROI versus the USD. Now, this is 10 years, and I'm going to read off all 10 years because I want people to understand the non-comparison of these other markets. And the reason that I never, out of the crypto market specifically, I'm always in crypto. Bitcoin, Ethereum, my longs, I'm always in them. Always in them. Now, the reason is the math. But so this is 2 years old, which means that these numbers have only increased. Mind you, this is from 2021. Full transparency. I'm not going to throw a chart up here from the NASDAQ, mind you. This is Wall Street Trapper land here. So this is coming from your side of the fence, sir. But when we talk about crypto, and when you talk about it disparagingly, and you're telling people not to be in it, this also applies to the Dave Ramseys. This also applies to, Anton Daniels really talks disparagingly about the space. Who else? Who else wants to jump in front of these slugs, man? Because this is just receipts. These are just numbers. Just numbers. From 2021, 2 years ago. So these receipts are still carrying forward now. So since inception, Bitcoin's first year, 288% gain. Gold had a negative 13% gain. The S&P had a positive 32% gain. Bitcoin wins. Year 2, 301% gain. Gold had a 15% gain. Good job, gold. S&P had a 53% gain. Year 3, Bitcoin up 638%. Now, this is going from if you bought this first year, obviously. But the numbers, you can see the jump between the year prior. So obviously, Bitcoin's still climbing. Year 3, Bitcoin has a 638% gain. Gold is up 43%. Nice. Good job, gold. Not comparable, but nice. You lost. And the S&P, 56%. Nice. Still not comparable. Year 4, 1,195% gain. Okay. Now, between years 3 and 4, that is still over a 400% gain. The change between year 3 and year 4. Gold up 35%. Gold has now lost value between years 3 and 4. It's going backwards, people. Backwards. That year, backwards. The S&P still trucking along, 81%. Losing ground, but moving forward. S&P better than gold. So that's Bitcoin, S&P, gold. Gold has gone down between years 3 and 4. Now, between years 4 and 5, Bitcoin is up 7,706%. That's a 6,000. It's a 6,500% gain from year 4 to year 5. Gold losing value still. It's 29%. It's gone down between years 4 and 5. It's gone down. S&P trucking along, 103%. All right, y'all ready for it to get stupid? Let's get stupid with it. Year 6, Bitcoin plus 16,892% gain. Oh god, this is ridiculous. That's another. Oh god, these numbers are getting dumb. They're getting dumb. That's 11,100%. We'll just go ahead and round down to that because the numbers are so stupid. Okay. So, and then gold went up. It's up 56% again. So it's actually raised a few percentage points from the last all-time high in year 3 and gone up. It's gone up from its dip 13%. S&P is still trucking along. It's 112%. Okay, so now Bitcoin dump year. This is a year where Bitcoin went down. And it's still up. Now, mind you, even though Bitcoin went down between year 6 and 7, that's if you bought at the peak of year 6. You bought at the top. The tippy top. You lost a lot of percentages there. You lost like 8,000%. And so it's down to 8,000, which is still above by almost 900%. By 900, well, it's like 300% above year 5. So you did take a hit if you bought the peak, the peaky peak. So those of you who came in trying to get rich tomorrow, y'all lost money. You did. Because now it's only up 8,077% from the inception. But it's still up 300% from year 5. So that was the previous peak, previous bull run. So we're in a bear market now. And now people, here we go. So gold also dipped this year. Some bad stuff happened year 7. Gold drops also. It's down to 32%. And then the S&P is still trucking along. S&P did not drop. So S&P got to say, hey, this year, Wall Street Trapper was like, yeah, Bitcoin's a scam. It went down to being up only 8,000% because you bought the peak. Now, this is interesting, though. This is interesting. So you get into year 8, and this is per the NASDAQ, mind you. This ain't Ray pulling up some crypto chart. This is the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ. Now, year 8, Bitcoin goes up 47,188%. You got it all back if you kept buying, is the moral of the story here. Gold dropped another percent to 31%. The S&P is still trucking along, 162%. Good place to be. Year 9. I mean, I'm not even going to start doing the math because the math is just so astronomically stupid that there's no point in it, because as you can see, based on the numbers provided by the NASDAQ for all 3 of the indices, 2 of which are boomer indices that they told us hedge against inflation. Stock market's risky. Those are 2 things that the boomers always say. You got to buy real estate and the stock market's risky. I'm really happy that they don't have real estate up here because it would probably be super upsetting. Actually, real estate will probably be okay. But they told us the stock market was risky too. Stock market's neutered. It's not risky. Year 9, Bitcoin's up 386,618%. Gold went down 2 + 7%. It's backtracking, folks. S&P up 215%. Year 10, it's 2021. Bitcoin up 437,171%. Gold is down a quarter point. S&P is up 277%. Do you understand now? Have I made it clear? Because I'd be more than happy to have the conversation with you, Trapper. But this is math. And I understand that you can trade and beat the market, and that's fine. But you also could have just bought Bitcoin and done nothing. So I'm just saying, you ain't got to trade to do this. That's all I'm saying. When we're talking about preservation, and this is an issue. Trading is a skill, sure. But at this point, I don't know no trader that's putting up Bitcoin numbers. There isn't one, or you would have a hedge fund. Hedge funds aren't putting up Bitcoin numbers. Matter of fact, one of the best hedge funds, which traders are also not beating, BlackRock, is trying to get a fund to get Bitcoin into their assets so that they can safeguard it. Matter of fact, BlackRock also put out a report that all risk-on portfolios, which I'm sure you being in the traditional finance space and being a trader, you know what risk-on is, should be 85% Bitcoin because of the math. Nothing's beating it. Nothing. Not a trader. I don't know what, bro. If you getting 1,000% gains, bro, you get 600% gains. You are running a hedge fund because everyone would just give you their money because you're better than everything else. So this is the only reason I get defensive when the trappers, the Anton Daniels, anyone from the traditional finance space, especially when you have a large platform and you already rich, because y'all are dinosaurs. You're just like Charlie Munger. You're just like Warren Buffett. Y'all are dinosaurs. You don't have to change. You don't have to. But the numbers are the numbers. In that 10-year window, that's a lifestyle change. That's a family trajectory change. That's generational wealth. That's what we're all supposed to be aiming for, right? But y'all got negative things to say about something that's doing these kind of numbers. It doesn't make sense. It's almost as though there's an agenda at play to keep people from doing what's actually best for them financially based on math alone. So yeah, I gotta be defensive. I gotta be on your necks. Y'all gonna see me in the comments whenever it happens. Whenever it happens, I'll show up. It's like the boogeyman. You talk about Bitcoin, I'm showing up. Because you never have a genuine conversation. Because at no point in any of these windows are you turning numbers like this. If businesses were turning numbers like this, everyone would invest in them. because that would be the best business on the planet. Get the best ROI on the planet. And we have the platform that was made for the working class and the average person and the poor. And y'all sitting here telling people that are average, working class, and poor to steer away from something that could change their lives. And I don't understand why. Actually, I kind of do, because everybody's selling stuff on the internet. I get it. Because if you just bought Bitcoin and held it, then we don't need to be in your programs. Might take a hit on your Patreon. I don't know, because I mean, at this point, looking at the numbers, you would almost be better buying Bitcoin than literally anything else. You'd be better off buying Bitcoin than property at this point over the 10-year window based on the NASDAQ. Because nothing was going, like, that's retirement in 10 years. I might have to start a thing on that where we just buy Bitcoin and just try to see if we can retire in 10 years. And just buy all Bitcoin. Like, I don't know. Like, this is crazy. I might have to do something like that where we just buy a set amount of Bitcoin and let it just sit and just see what happens. Just buying Bitcoin all the time. I mean, I buy Bitcoin all the time now, but I've got some other positions I want. After I do this 32 ETH, man, I might just dial it back and just buy Bitcoin for the remainder, because it's not going to take me a decade to get my 32 ETH, hopefully, unless I'm really bad at the markets, but we'll see. But I mean, the numbers are the numbers. And with that, before we go, because like I said, if I'm going to chastise you, we got to show them love too. So I had to pull this up because when it comes to the traditional finance space, I do follow this dude, even though I'll be on his neck about the Bitcoin. Congratulations, Wall Street Trapper has just recently he hit his hold on.
One of my biggest goals, man, is go get an M out the stock market, man.
There he is.
From the options game, man. And say, man, I'm just telling y'all how excited I am. But it's not just me. There's so many people in my Patreon group who I showed them, who took the options masterclass, who also just going with the plays, who now touching money in the market. We call it printing money, baby. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. We going on tour. That's right, we going on a recession tour, man. They got so many people out here teaching, and I get that, and I love that. But not only am I teaching, I'm also showing. Not just showing you what to do, I'm showing you what I'm doing. I show you how I lose. I show you how I make money. I show you the adjustments that I make, because that's what's needed right now. We got a lot of people talking, a lot of people showboating and showing all the fancy stuff. I just get it out the mud so we can get it out the market. And we wearing this Wall Street Trapper attire every day, all day. And we ain't gonna spike this 32,000 a day. And it's only 10 o'clock. You feel me? We started this portfolio at a little over $400,000, man, and to get that to $1 million in less than a year, man, I'm super excited. We talking goals, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, man. Listen, it's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper, man. I used to be on the corners risking my life. We ain't getting it out the mud. We get it out the market now, man. Let's go, baby. We talking gold.
So we gotta shed some roses for that, because Wall Street did run them numbers up on his portfolio, and he broke $1 million, which is dope. One of these days, I'm coming. Like we'll see what it is. Like technically speaking, we should, like, that's we gonna be running them numbers up. We'll put it that way. But I'm coming on the crypto side. Definitely not on the traditional finance side, because I'm not that interested in it. But Wall Street Trapper's got his stuff going. Like, he knows his traditional finance stuff. Like, So I ain't got nothing but respect for that man within his area of expertise. But when he steps over into mine, we gotta bring out the numbers, and then the numbers is the numbers. They are the numbers. It's just what it is. So shout out to him. Congratulations on that. We gotta do better about, because like we poke fun. Me being a crypto bro, anytime I get a chance to poke at one of the dinosaurs, one of the paragons, you got to do it because we're the underdog, and they like to talk trash about us, even though our market is fantastic if you do it right. But another thing, I'm also one of the moderators over in the crypto space over in Circa 84. I do have my referral link. It is a very, very strategic, dedicated group of people who are getting to the bag. Many different markets. There's options, futures. There's some future traders in there. There's some day traders in there. Lot of trading going on. I moderate the crypto space. Obviously, as you all know, I am not a trader. I focus on financial strategy, financial literacy, and strategic building of a solid portfolio within the crypto space that's focused around accumulating Bitcoin, ETH, and Chainlink. So I bring, obviously my 10 years, 10,000 hours of experience and opinion in there. And, we rocking out in the cryptocurrency space. So if you're looking to join a group of people that are pushing, and I mean, we've got some really, really good, like the moderators are moderators in there for a reason. We're kind of areas of expertise in our specific fields, and there are some people that can give you some real game in there. So if you're interested in joining something like that, I got the link, my referral link down to Circa 84 down in the description below. Also, I'll be dropping these as well as the crypto portfolio updates. Circa 84 will be getting these before Thursday. Those of you who are catching this on Thursday, we will be doing a live stream this evening. Make sure to tap in for Guns and Butter. The chat dictates what we talk about for the most part. I'll give a couple of topics and we tie it in. We're definitely focusing more in on the money, more in on what we can do to facilitate better situations and outcomes for ourselves and to build ourselves to the best versions of ourselves. We talk politics, we talk relationships, we talk bag talk. Actually, bag talk, politics, relationships, in that order. It's predominantly bag talk. And then we squeeze some politics in there sometimes. Definitely tap in, rock out with us. You can ask questions there. Obviously, if you sign up and join Circa 84, I am accessible in the crypto chat there. Tap in with me. I think we're going to close it out on that. We got a positive note. Shout outs to Wall Street Trapper again. I can't wait until I get to do my reel and update on Instagram that I have hit $1 million portfolio. I'm not there yet, but I'm coming. Every day. Because that's what crypto bros do. We run on the heels of the traditional finance guys, scaring them because we're a little bit wild. We're like wildcatters. But it's your boy Reckless Ray De Niro. Thank you for tapping in, and I am out of here.